Now, if you've ever had a time where you haven't been able to make a change in your life, that you've had a little bit of a struggle with that, or maybe you've even had times where you've struggled to influence somebody else. And today we're talking about the brain and a little bit of science behind the brain so that you understand the requirements that it has. So this is going to help you not only for yourself, but also potentially to influence other people. And then talk about meaning and what meaning has, or meanings we have created in our brain, the identities about ourselves, the beliefs that we have.
Please take notes as we go. This helps reinforce your learning along the way.
Brain has hundreds of parts, but I'm going to keep it as simple as possible.
Paul J. McLean talked about the trion brain, being that our brain consists of 3 separate brains that have evolved over time. The first brain is the reptilian or reptile brain, because it's similar in shape to all other reptiles. The reptilian brain has the brainstem and the amygdala, which is that fight, flight, or freeze response that's provided to us as a means of survival. So when there's a threat that occurs, we decide whether we need to run, stay where we are, or fight for our lives. The mammal brain or limbic system is the emotional part of our brain. So that's where all our experiences potentially are stored and where we have the ability to have empathy with other people. And the part of the brain that sits above all of those is the neocortex, which is the thinking part of the brain.
It's the biggest part of the brain, but we only use it for 5% of the behaviours. So we really don't think that much at all. So that survival mechanism is there to ensure that we live, we can eat, we can breathe. So it controls our breathing, our lungs, our heart, our eyelids. Because it was designed for safety, that old part of the brain that most of our behaviours are running on needs some things to ensure that it feels safe.
The brain is looking for 2 main things: to move away from pain and towards pleasure or comfort. So it wants to ensure, in terms of pain, that it's looking out for threats such as uncertainty, confusion, even fearful events. And anything boring is also painful. And wants to move towards pleasure, fun, having clarity, certainty, and challenge. Although not too much risk, because that falls into the pain category. It likes things simple, and so that's why we like plans broken down step by step.
A little bit about the brain. So now understanding about our beliefs, our meaning. Now when we're making any change, we need to understand why we're staying stuck with what's the meaning that you have around smoking and what's the meaning that you have around quitting. What about changing does it see as being painful? Maybe there's uncertainty, or they don't have the clarity. What is it that you love about smoking? Or maybe you don't, but there was something at some point in time.
Why did you start smoking? Was it because you were under peer pressure and you really wanted to fit in? Perhaps it was a cultural thing. It was like a rite of passage about being an adult. Perhaps it was a cultural thing that everybody in your particular age group or culture smokes. Perhaps you were influenced by marketing, that sponsorship of sporting events, perhaps that made you think that smoking would make you fit or strong or powerful or a winner. Perhaps you wanted to be cool or rebellious, sexy.
The brain has taken whatever you did in the past the reasons that you started smoking and the reasons that you continue to smoke as being that smoking keeps you safe. It keeps you from an uncomfortable feeling such as stress or anger. It may give you the opportunity of taking a break from work. What are all the things that have been tripping you up about moving from being a smoker to a non-smoker? What are all the pain points for you? What did you not have clarity about? What did you feel that was painful? Now, it could be, as an example, that you think that there's lots of withdrawal symptoms that you get when you quit, and you may have experienced that previously. And one of the things that we'll talk about later on is about how you can reduce the chance of those withdrawal symptoms with a simple tip. Perhaps it was about giving up break time. Maybe when you're a smoker, it gives you the opportunity when you're feeling stressed or you're busy at work to just be able to say, hey, I'm taking a break. I need a smoke. Because know that you don't need to smoke to have that break. You can take that break regardless.
Awareness is the first step to making any change. So write down all of your beliefs about smoking, what you may have believed in the past and what you believe now, why you think it's pleasurable for you, and all your beliefs about quitting, anything that might be holding you back from moving forward. Write down all your beliefs.
Write down everything for you and let us know what's been your biggest learning today. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.